Call this commissioner meeting to order. Please join us with the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Hi, Kelly. We will begin, as usual, with the minutes of our May 20th regular meeting. Is there any additions or corrections to the minutes of the previous meeting?
Second that.
We have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy, to approve the minutes of the May 20 meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any ayes, Jane? First up today is Kelly Van Meter. You have a 144
Great.
request.
Yep. Okay, so we lost one this past week to resignation. She got a full-time position at Franklin County on their EMT program. She's going to be on their EMS down there, so she's no longer with us on the part-time. And then I hired a couple of girls that I came in a few months in March to hire, and they just couldn't cut it. One girl, she would come in just, I don't know, whenever she wanted to, and the other girl, she would come in every day, but she couldn't do the job. By May the 5th, when I had let them go, the girl, she just couldn't do it. She wasn't remembering stuff, she wasn't able to comprehend the position. So I had let them both go for different reasons. So I'm back. So I have done 2 interviews, one with a Cynthia Hunter and one with a Kaylee Burnett. Kaylee, I think, is going to EMS as well to apply. She came from Spirits EMS from Liberty. So those 2 are for sure. They went to Haley, and they're going to start probably tomorrow. Okay. I do have a couple of tentative ones that I'm going to give you because they had issues that came about that we could not interview them yet. But I don't want to wait till the next July meeting to come and get permission to do so. So I'm going to go ahead and tentatively give you, it's a Justice Brown and a Latham Goebel. Those 2 still have yet to be interviewed, and to see Haley if we do hire them. And then I'll keep track and let you know up to date if I hired them or not. And it'll be email or whatever. But I wanted to include them today because I didn't want to wait till next month. We're pretty much needing ASAP. Even when we hire them, they still train for 90 days at least. So they're not quite taking shifts, obviously they're on the radio. And then while I'm up here, I'm going to go ahead and just give you the overview of my budget deal, what I'm going to do. And I know, and Jane is always helpful with me, so she's going to probably love to hear this. I'm going to try my best to incorporate a 6th full-timer dispatcher. I've tried this before, but I didn't really look into it deep. I just, because it was kind of like I didn't know if the budget could support it. The issue that I think I'm having is, yeah, you can hire people every day for part-time positions, but you know, part-time is, you know, relatively, you know, come and go as they please. I mean, they do get, you know, scheduled. However, if they call and say, listen, I got something coming up, I mean, they're really not bound by anything. Yeah, it aggravates you that they've called off, but they're not a full-timer that has to get these amount of hours and then have, you know, your sick or time to take or something to take. You know, I could reprimand all day long for part-timers to not show up, but again, it's kind of just a rotating mess with all that. And I'm not trying to do any disrespect to part-timers. I mean, we have some that are great, and again, some people, their lives turn into something different and they can't show up for the job. They don't want to come in every day. And for now, what I've been doing is I've been working any shift that's open. We did have a little snafu last week, but we handled it. Because I mean, the point that we're at is one person calls off sick or whatever, we are sunk. It's called, somebody's going to work 14 hours for that day. We've had a girl work 16 hours in the last week. I worked 14. I've been working 12 on the radio. My office work is getting done, but I'm not in the office. I'm taking it home or trying to do it while I'm on the radio, because I have that responsibility too. And I sure don't mind working radio. I do not, I'm a person that I do not want to shift open. I would not want that to be weighing on me. And we do need to have the 2 dispatchers at all times. So again, I'm just giving you some overview. I'm not, we have a little crisis, but we're fine. And then, however way the budget comes out, we'll still be fine. Even if I can't do the full-timer, we'll still incorporate something. But I am going to try to do that because we are pretty much, it just seems like, we hire people and we they get paid for training. So like, I hired from March the 5th, and then by May the 5th, those 2 girls didn't make it. Well, there was my part-time money just out the window. They didn't even work a shift. So that was, part-time money that was gone, which you take that chance. But in my position and my budget, I don't really want to keep doing that. I don't want to keep using that part-time money to train and then they leave. I mean, they don't even get to work on the radio or nothing. They didn't make it. So that's where I'm at. And I just wanted to give you that overview here now so you'll know what we're doing. I did write some email to like Dale and some of all the department heads. I was trying to take a vacation. It didn't work. But that's okay. I'll try again. Basically, I'm available all the time still, but like if I'm not in the office, I'm on the radio, and then vice versa. But then if I'm out there, I'm just trying to take a day off. Okay, because I'm not have many off. So that's what's going on. Any questions? I just want to be up front and tell you what's going on. And
Will this help you with, you remember that schedule Haley and I went over with you?
yes, I do. We were going to try to do the 12-hour schedule. Well, that's kind of a hard deal because 12 is an even number, 5 is an odd number, and it just whenever we try to incorporate it. We've got part-timers that don't want to get involved in 12 hours if they wanted to be a part of it, so they're trying to do 4 hours or 8 hours or, and I know we had discussed 8-hour shifts, but that would be more people to cover. The 6A to 6P and then 6P to 6A, that's only going to take, 4 people in the day. And right now we're working with 8 people to cover 24/7. That's including me. If I didn't work the shifts, we'd only have 7 to cover the 24/7 hours, and it's hard. So, I mean, if there's a suggestion further, I'm all ears. I mean, we're handling it. But again, like I said, the small snafu we had this past week was the fact that a girl went home sick. She's coming to the shift sick, and at the time there was a window there that there was only one dispatcher because another dispatcher was on her way. I mean, you got to have drive time from somebody being sick leaving. Somebody coming in. I mean, and I don't live very far from work. I can be there in 3 minutes if I have to be. So, I mean, but the girl said that she was fine and up to, after she talked to me on the phone, telling me what happened with the girl being sick, telling me that the other girl's coming in, well, calls came in. I mean, you can't predict what the next move's going to be in there. Phone's ringing, whatever. So, it wasn't terrible. Nobody got hurt. Everything was fine. But we did have a small snafu for just that window. Again, I just think that part-time is great, but I think it's weak over there. Because I got 2 strong dispatchers that are part-time. And of course, if I did the full-time, it would be somebody that's already part-time, and they would just move into the full-time position, so there'd be nobody training off the street. That person would already be trained and have certificates. But here lately, it's just a struggle because the employment world out here, it's a hard to find people that apply that are, eligible, able to really grasp the job. So, and we don't get many applicants. You put the ad out, and it was a struggle to get these 5. And then again, I had one that didn't even show up after she said she'd be there. So. And I'm going to say this, I don't think it's the pay. I really don't. I just think that there's some people that either don't want to work or things are just, they don't want, they either want full-time or nothing at all. Like they'd rather have a full-time position, but they'll start with part-time. The biggest question I get asked is, when would there be an opportunity for full-time? Well, there isn't that opportunity. Number one, at this point, we don't have any full-time positions open. And that being said, you know, by all means, we hire within the department because those people have already been there. I mean, I worked 3 years part-time before I got my full-time position, and then he just moves into the full-time. So, yeah, that question is always, there's not full-time available here, so. Okay, I love to talk. Anything else? Dale's thinking, I know. Dale talks to me a lot. He's my therapy guy when I have to have something going on.
I'll help you.
He's very good to me. All of you are, but he's.
What was the name of the two that you first said?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a Justice Brown. She's a female. And there's a Latham Goebel
Okay, those are the two
that are tentative, but they still have interviews
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Who's the two that you've already interviewed?
Cynthia Hunter and Kaylee Burnett. Those two have been to Haley already here, so they're ready to go. The other two just had some issues come about that they couldn't come in to interview any sooner. And I want to go ahead and include them today.
I'll move to approve Hunter and Burnett,
Okay?
and then give a tentative approval on Brown and Global?
Goebel.
Goebel?
Like George Goebel. I don't know.
Second.
And what I'll do is, if you're okay with it, I'll just email all three of you to let you know the outcome of the two that I've tentatively, because they'll interview, like I said, tomorrow. And then I'll let you know the outcome to that through an email, so we'll have documentation for that.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy, to approve the 144 request by Kelly for the hire of Cynthia Hunter and Kaylee Burnett, and the preliminary approval for Brown and Goebel. Any further question? All in favor,
Okay, guys.
signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes. Yeah, there you go, Kelly.
Thank you, have a great day.
Ryan, do you have anything from your department?
Yes, thank you. I'm just here today to ask permission to apply. The Fayette Community Foundation is opening up their grant cycle, and I was going to ask for permission to apply for that grant. I was going to ask for a $7,500 grant to purchase new radios for the probation department. I have a quote and everything from the vendor that the city police and the sheriff's department uses. It is a partial funds match grant, and the probation department could pay its portion out of user fees. Our portion would be just over $2,500, and then if we were to win the grant, we would get $7,500 from the foundation. So I was just coming to ask permission to be able to apply for that if we're allowed. I did have to send them an intent form last week because they kind of do a first pre-screen to see who they're even going to allow to apply. And I've not heard back yet if we've made it past that point, but I just want to go ahead and get permission in case we do win. I've talked to Jolisa. The numbers I came up with, she said, would make us very competitive as far as how much we'd be willing to put in, because they will not pay 100% on anything, and the more you can pay, the more likely they are to allow you to apply.
That'd be a good deal.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
That would get us 4 brand new radios with shoulder mics. We have 8 officers and only 4 radios right now, so we're kind of using them in teams and shifts. This would make sure every officer would have a radio in case we did ever have to go different places or all be out at once.
So, think you guys got anything else you want to? I'll make a motion to approve your request to apply for that foundation, is that right?
Yeah, the Fayette
Foundation.
Community Foundation.
Second.
And we have a motion by Tracy, second by Dale, to approve the probation department application for a Fayette County Foundation grant in the amount of $7,500?
The total amount would be $10,188.16, but they would be providing $7,500 if I got the grant the way I've written it, or the way I want to write it.
Okay. All right. Any further question? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. Good luck,
Thank you.
Brian. I hope you guys get that.
That'd be a great one.
Sheriff Jones, did you have anything today?
I got nothing.
Okay. Bill Mackey, do you have anything for the surveyor's office? Mr. County Attorney, do you have anything for us today?
I don't think so. It's gonna be a busy day though.
Yeah, okay. Anyone have any mail they'd like to present? Got anything under old business?
Is that what you want to do then?
Under old business, County Attorney brought in today the finished product of these quitclaim deeds for 4 cemeteries, or parts of cemeteries that got changed in ownership back in 2001, and when there was a big change in ownership of the township cemeteries. So parts of Columbia, Springersville, Orange North, and Everton cemeteries were mistakenly transferred to the commissioners. What the county attorney has done here, he has corrected that error and moved this ownership back to the individual cemetery associations for each one of those cemeteries. So if we approve those and we will sign them and then get representatives from each association has to sign too, Jeff?
Generally just the seller does. I don't remember how to have it on there. Does it have a signature spot for them? If it has a signature
It does
spot,
have a signature
then yeah,
place.
get them to go ahead and accept it, just because it's an unusual circumstance.
Yeah. And then once all the signatures are on there, they have to go to the recorder's office to be recorded, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you want me to go ahead and sign it after we approve, or you want us to sign these?
Beg your pardon?
Or you want us to sign each one of these then? after
Yeah,
we-
yeah, if we approve them, yeah,
Okay.
we would certainly want to sign them.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve the quitclaim deeds for the Springersville, Waterloo, Columbia, and Orange Township cemeteries.
Okay, we have a motion by Tracy, second by Darrell, to approve the quitclaim deeds for Columbia, Springersville, Orange North, and Everton cemeteries.
Okay, I thought she mentioned Waterloo.
Yeah, but Waterloo's not in the
Oh,
mix.
is that the
Okay.
Springersville's Waterloo
Okay.
Township, right? Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. I'm just making sure I'm getting this right.
I
in
was
the-
reading this.
In the minutes, okay.
Yeah, we want to get it right.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. Takes care of that. That's step one. We'll finish the rest of it up as we go. Also, I'll mention this under old business. Last week, I went up to the hospital with the county coroner and looked at the equipment in the morgue at the hospital. And that equipment up there, provided we can acquire that from Reed Health, would be sufficient for our needs. We also went over to the EMS headquarters and looked at a little addition on the east end of the building you guys have got up there. Would be big enough. I don't know what it looks like on the inside, but Clint said you guys was using it for storage. But that's something we're going to have to get taken care of within a year, I would say. And choosing the right location and getting the equipment moved in and set up and everything it's going to cost somebody some money, more than likely us, you know. But if either one of you got any ideas on this, we need to start giving it some attention. And I think the coroner wants it to be in somewhat of a protected location, because there are some people that have a morbid curiosity about things like morgues. So you don't want just anybody and everybody hanging around or bothering a place like that, you know. So if you got any ideas, by all means, say something.
Not right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just have to start the process of whatever agreement that you need to be able to, wherever you're gonna put it, right?
Yeah. Well, the Park Road location would be a good location because it's occupied by people 24/7. There's always somebody around there, like the current hospital, you know. That wouldn't have to be our only choice if we decide there's something better, but we couldn't do that up there without an agreement with the city.
Right.
You know, there is room for it up there. It would take approximately about a 30-foot by 30-foot room. About, what would that be, about 900 square feet?
The only other place I can think of is maybe the jail in the basement.
We talked about that. I even took him over there and let him look at it. The only problem with that is the only way in and out is through the front door
Yep.
and down that elevator. And it's not the most convenient or proper
Yeah,
place, you know,
yeah,
because of what has to go on there.
right. Yeah, you might have, yeah, yeah, if we had a better way to come into that place without it being the front door and elevator, but
Yeah.
based on what it is, I'd say it's not a good spot.
If there was a more convenient way to get into the basement over there, it'd be different. But keep that in mind, will you? Okay, I don't have anything else under old business. You have anything under new business?
Yes, as the judge brought to our attention at the last meeting, our need to nominate someone for the Public Defender Board.
Okay,
Mike Bottomley has been nominated, and for us to accept him, so I make a motion to accept Mike Bottomley.
Second.
okay, we have a motion by Tracy, second by Dale, to appoint Mike Bottomley as a member of the Public Defender Board. Any further question? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. You gonna notify Mike, Tracy?
I'll notify the judge. He's the one that's been communicating.
Okay. All right. You got anything else under new business? Is there any patron concerns today? No?
No patrons.
All that leaves is claims and payroll.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to approve claims and payroll. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. 2. That's 2. That concludes our agenda for today, unless we're forgetting something. Forgetting anything? Okay.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
And we have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
3 ayes. We're adjourned. Thank you all very much.